Super Sundays, man. Sundays changed my whole life. My whole life. Butterfly, oh man. But Butterfly Lounge was after, it was like right after, or it's like saying, yeah, it came right after.
No, 10 years after.
10 years, these young bucks. Butterfly Lounge. Children. It was Cocoon Lounge when we were there, okay? Fucking Caterpillar Lounge. Man, you used to go to the Caterpillar? Yeah, it was nice. I was at Funky Buddha, baby. I was at Funky Buddha. Ooh. On Sundays at Funky Buddha, me and my best friend Ugly would go there and we would perform. And me and Ugly were like two big dudes. And we were the only ones, like we were the first ones, once the poetry part was over, like the band took off and then the music kicked off. And me and my boy, like we both like 6'3", you know what I'm saying, 280, something like that. We both two big black men. And we are the first ones on the dance floor every Sunday after the poetry kickoff. And that did something for me, honestly, man. Like, first of all, let's talk what it really did. Afterwards, all the, like, when women see like you dance and stuff, they see that you're being free, and everybody wants to be free. That's the thing. Everybody's like, I want to let loose. I want to do this. But then sometimes you need somebody to sign that permission slip. You feel me? Like, and me and my boy Ugly was, man, we didn't give a fuck. First of all, we love music. We love music. And before we really get into it, guys, I can see you. Okay, this three right here, I swear to God, I'm gonna have to break you up. Okay, these three right here, all I see is two froze and a lay down. It's like, it's all good. We will not have hecklers in this fucking theater with 7 people in here. Grow up, okay? Oh, I'm telling you, all three light skins. That's what it is, man. I'll tell you 3. Boop. Yeah. Oh no, it seems kind of segregated in here. What's going on, guys? What the fuck? How about you get together? That's what Eric promoted. Jessica, Jesus, represent. So I love y'all. Let's messing around. I will say this. Well, I know it's like. Ain't nothing like a light-skinned anger, man. You see Malcolm X. All right, so Huey P, all of them, they angry light-skins. But I love y'all. We're together. I don't even see color tonight. This is grown folk stories, okay? So all of us that are here, we're here for a special reason. You know what I mean? It's like 7 of us in here. So let's just have some fun tonight. Is that cool? Is that cool? All right. Getting back to that quick story I was in. I do. Funky Buddha. Funky Buddha on Sundays changed my whole existence in Chicago, sincerely. After the poetry was over, they put the band away, and then the DJ kicked off for the rest of the night, and it was just, man, Chicago music, Chicago people. I was telling my Uber driver, I'm sorry, Lyft. Yeah, right? Sorry, no disrespect. Want them gang banging in here. Nigga, what you say, Lyft? All right. Ain't no... Oh, Lyft over here, cuz. Ain't no Ubers, cuz. Lyft, nigga. Lyft City. Feel me? Hell yeah. True. That's so true. All right, so I got me and my Lyft driver were talking about like how segregated Chicago is, right? And I was telling her there is actually, there's positives in that shit too. You feel me? Like in Chicago, because we're segregated, the black people that fuck with each other really fuck with each other. Like really fuck with each other. New York is hard to fuck with each other because you're working all the time to pay your $2,000 rent for a fucking closet space where you and your small person transvestite actress is still your roommate, which is cool, I don't care, but I'm just saying, that's what you're working hard, man. It's hard to get together with your people in New York. It's hard because you're steady and everything smells like pee. Anyways, here in Chicago, man, like we really do sincerely fuck with each other, especially on the art scene. We all know each other. We all from different sects of art in Chicago, all of us. Storytelling, MCing, hosting, boss lady used to be my boss. She loved that shit. All type of acting, like all type of situations, but we all pretty much know each other. And we all pretty much fuck with each other. And I would like to thank Eric for that one of those for being a catalyst in that situation too. You feel me? Because like being as segregated as we are, we have events that bring us all together, and this is one of them. So everybody, welcome to Grown Folks Story. Yeah. Sure. I'll give the rules. Here is how it goes for all 7 of you who don't know what's going on. People put their name into this beautiful container, and I pick their name out. You have 5 minutes to tell a story. Once you are down to 1 minute, Eric will let you know. 1 minute. 1 minute. He will show you that sign. When your time is up, Eric will show you this sign. Time's up. If your story is just so goddamn compelling and you just gotta keep going, Eric will do this. Time's up for real. All right. You only have one sign? You only got 2 signs tonight? That's 3. What's the last one say? Let me see the last one. Serious. Okay, did you hope the serious one? All right, cool. Good times. Yeah. I'm about to fire you, Eric. I'll do it. So it's just that simple, man. And I said this earlier to the audience, this is grown folks' stories. I don't judge your stories. I think they're all beautiful. But we have yet to have some freaky shit that I've heard in the last couple of months. Thank you. Oh, can I get some areolas in my life? Jeez. Niggas is, no? It can be whatever. No, yeah, I'm not trying to pick your story. I'm just saying don't be afraid if you have that story on deck. If you have that story on deck, don't be afraid. First story I heard was from your sister, I think, is what I remember a lot. From Cheese, I think, or was it you? So one of y'all was 69 in a situation? It was, okay, she told a story where she was 69 and something hit her in the head while she was 69 and then she never knew what it was after that. And I was intrigued.
Real hard. I don't recommend it. It wasn't fun, but yeah, that's my time.
Yo, come on, you better, man. Yo, come on. Yeah.
Don't come and sit next to me. Sit somewhere else.
Don't judge his fremulum, nigga.
I'm jealous of it.
That's fair. Damn. Like, I love kissing. I'm a great kisser. I don't know if I want her to do that to me. I don't want her to bite under my tongue, bitch. Don't get out of here. I know she was sucking on it, but he said she was sucking his tongue like a dick. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear you, but like, she ripped his shit popped, fam. His shit popped. That's what happened. It was like, pop. It's like she put an air pump under your tongue. It was like, pa. That's some bullshit. All right. Do we have a good time, guys? Do we have a good time tonight? Wow. You know what? We haven't had those type of stories in a long time, so thank you for that. Thank you. We needed that. Probably gonna be a long time if we do it again. I want to thank Eric, man. The old Russell Simmons of this motherfucker. Thank God bless you. Good night, face ass. No, seriously, Eric, man. You're one of my great friends, bro. And I just want to say I appreciate you, man, all the things you've done. And everybody's already holding your balls, but fuck that shit. I'll hold them too, man. Fuck that. People do that shit to me all the time. I'm like, people always compliment you, so whatever. I'm like, bitch, you can compliment me too. That's cool. I'll compliment you as well. But Eric, you're a dope ass dude, man. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Oh, Jess. It takes a very special person to be around this motherfucker. So, like, thank you too. Thank you so much, okay? It takes a special person. He's wonderful and giving and shit, but his phone rings 1,000 times a day, and that has to be something. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like, spend some time with me, motherfucker. He's like, bitch, I got like 27 people. You know what I'm saying? But to do that, you're dope. You know what I'm saying? That shit is hard. So, to acknowledge all that, man, keep on telling y'all story, y'all. Please. This shit is really important. When I discovered this, I did not know this existed, and this shit has helped me a lot. Man, Lily, speaking with Lily all the time and watching her do her thing with the storytelling, that's our time. It's like, yo, man, this shit is important. It really helps. For therapy, for me, like I write, you know what I'm saying? Like it gets it off my chest, gets it off my mind, my heart, my spirit. But then and able to like verbalize this shit in front of people, something that I need to do. You feel me? When I was a shorty, I wrote letters to my parents. When I got in trouble, like post whoopings, and I come in and I read the whole letter to my parents, like right after my whooping. But I will only read it to them because I felt like I needed to. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll write that shit out and be like, this is good. They need to hear this. This is like 5 minutes after my whooping. I'm like, mom, daddy, can I come in and read this to y'all? They're like, get in here, Binky. Thank you. Dear mommy and daddy. And that shit helped me, man, like for real. It helped me. So please, please, please continue to tell y'all stories, man. Grown folk stories, we out. Peace, 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 peace. Thank you, Coors. Coors Light. The shit we drinking tonight.
Stuck on it real hard. I don't recommend it. It wasn't fun, but yeah, that's my time.
Yo, come on, you better, man. Come on. Yeah.
Don't come and sit next to me. Sit somewhere else.
Don't judge his fremulum, nigga.
I'm jealous of it.
That's fair. That's fair. Damn. Like, I love kissing. I'm a great kisser. I don't know if I want her to do that to me. I don't want her to bite under my tongue, bitch. Don't get out of here. I know she was sucking on it, but he said she was sucking his tongue like a dick. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear you, but like, she ripped his shit popped, fam. His shit popped. That's what happened. It was like, pop. It's like she put an air pump under your tongue. It was like, pa. That's some bullshit. All right. Do we have a good time, guys? Do we have a good time tonight? Wow. You know what? We haven't had those type of stories in a long time, so thank you for that. Thank you. We needed that. We needed that. Probably gonna be a long time if we do it again. I want to thank Eric, man. The old Russell Simmons of this motherfucker. Thank God bless you. Good night, face ass. No, seriously, Eric, man. You're one of my great friends, bro. And I just want to say I appreciate you, man, all the things you've done. And everybody's already holding your balls, but fuck that shit. I'll hold them too, man. Fuck that. People do that shit to me all the time. I'm like, people always compliment you, so whatever. I'm like, bitch, you can compliment me too. That's cool. I'll compliment you as well. But Eric, you're a dope ass dude, man. Thank you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Oh, Jess. It takes a very special person to be around this motherfucker. So, like, thank you too. Thank you so much, okay? It takes a special person. He's wonderful and giving and shit, but his phone rings 1,000 times a day, and that has to be something. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like, spend some time with me, motherfucker. He's like, bitch, I got like 27 people. You know what I'm saying? But to do that, you're dope. You're dope. You know what I'm saying? That shit is hard. So, to acknowledge all that, man, keep on telling y'all story, y'all. Please. This shit is really important. When I discovered this, I did not know this existed, and this shit has helped me a lot. Man, Lily, speaking with Lily all the time and watching her do her thing with the storytelling, that's our time. It's like, yo, man, this shit is important. It really helps. For therapy, for me, like I write, you know what I'm saying? Like it gets it off my chest, gets it off my mind, my heart, my spirit. But then and able to like verbalize this shit in front of people, something that I need to do. You feel me? When I was a shorty, I wrote letters to my parents. When I got in trouble, like post whoopings, and I come in and I read the whole letter to my parents, like right after my whooping. But I will only read it to them because I felt like I needed to. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll write that shit out and be like, this is good. They need to hear this. This is like 5 minutes after my whooping. I'm like, mom, daddy, can I come in and read this to y'all? They're like, get in here, Binky. Thank you. Dear mommy and daddy. And that shit helped me, man, like for real. It helped me. So please, please, please continue to tell y'all stories, man. Grown folk stories, we out. Peace, 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 peace. Thank you, Coors. Coors Light, the shit we drinking tonight.
Suck on it real hard. I don't recommend it. It wasn't fun, but yeah, that's my time.
Yo, come on, you better, man. Come on. Yeah.
Don't come and sit next to me. Sit somewhere else.
Don't judge his fremulum, nigga.
I'm jealous of it.
That's fair. That's fair. Damn. Like, I love kissing. I'm a great kisser. I don't know if I want her to do that to me. I don't want her to bite under my tongue, bitch. Don't get out of here. Get out. Gee. I know she was sucking on it, but he said she was sucking his tongue like a dick. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear you, but like, she ripped his shit popped, fam. His shit popped. That's what happened. It was like, foo, 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 pop. It's like she put an air pump under your tongue. It was like, pa. That's some bullshit. All right. Do we have a good time, guys? Do we have a good time tonight? Wow. That, you know what? We haven't had those type of stories in a long time, so thank you for that. Thank you. We needed that. We needed that. Probably gonna be a long time if we do it again. I want to thank Eric, man. The old Russell Simmons of this motherfucker. Thank God bless you. Good night, face ass. No, seriously, Eric, man. You're one of my great friends, bro. And I just want to say I appreciate you, man, all the things you've done. And everybody's already holding your balls, but fuck that shit. I'll hold them too, man. Fuck that. People do that shit to me all the time. I'm like, people always compliment you, so whatever. I'm like, bitch, you can compliment me too. That's cool. I'll compliment you as well. But Eric, you're a dope ass dude, man. Thank you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Oh, Jazz. It takes a very special person to be around this motherfucker. So, like, thank you too. Thank you so much, okay? It takes a special person. He's wonderful and giving and shit, but his phone rings 1,000 times a day, and that has to be something. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like, spend some time with me, motherfucker. He's like, bitch, I got like 27 people. You know what I'm saying? But to do that, you're dope. You're dope. You know what I'm saying? That shit is hard. So, to acknowledge all that, man, keep on telling y'all story, y'all. Please. This shit is really important. When I discovered this, I did not know this existed, and this shit has helped me a lot. Man, Lily, speaking with Lily all the time and watching her do her thing with the storytelling, that's our time. It's like, yo, man, this shit is important. It really helps. For therapy, for me, like I write, you know what I'm saying? Like it gets it off my chest, gets it off my mind, my heart, my spirit. But then to enable to like verbalize this shit in front of people, something that I need to do. You feel me? When I was a shorty, I wrote letters to my parents. When I got in trouble, like post whoopings, and I come in there and I read the whole letter to my parents, like right after my whooping. But I will only read it to them because I felt like I needed to. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll write that shit out and be like, this is good. They need to hear this. This is like 5 minutes after my whooping. I'm like, mom, daddy, can I come in and read this to y'all? They're like, get in here, Binky. Thank you. Dear mommy and daddy. And that shit helped me, man, like for real. It helped me. So please continue to tell y'all stories, man. Grown folk stories, we out. Peace. Thank you, Coors. Coors Light, the shit we drinking tonight.
Summer bummer, yes, that was it. Summer bummer. So that was like, I don't know if I was a downer in high school. I don't know what that was, but maybe it just rhymed. I don't know, but we're gonna go with that. So I was like, yes, hi everybody, hey, what's up? And Carmen met me at the door. We had pictures, I went to school with like Anton Wendell L. and like Napoleon Harris, and we all graduated together. So everybody was at the reunion, and we were all taking pictures. And all of a sudden, like I just kept seeing Pam outside of my eye, like jumping in my pictures. Yes, photobombing me all the time, just like. And I was like, girl, what's up? How you doing? You cute? Yeah, you cute tonight. You still cute. What's up? How you doing? So I was like, I'm gonna go get a drink from the bar. I'll see you in a minute. And I was just like, she kind of cute tonight. She was cute, whatever. I was kind of stranded too, so, I was looking for a ride, but, So, the night came to a close. I could only be there for like 2 hours. So You know, at this point, I was searching for a ride. And I was like, you know, is anybody going to, you know, the south side of Chicago, you know, 75th Street, 79th Street? Of course. Pam was like, of course I'm going to 79th Street, girl. I am going, we're going, where you going? Because I'm going, where you going? Where you going? You need a ride? I got you. So her friend was coming to pick, actually I think it was her cousin, or no, her friend, like one of her best friends, but it had like her whole half of her other family in it. Her sister, her nephew, and her niece all came. And then we had her friend E with me in the car and her. So it was about 9 people in this car. So it wasn't my fault that I had to sit on her lap in the car. So, you know, I was just like, you know, it's either, you know, your niece, you know, she could sit, you know, with her mom, and I can just kind of sit on your lap on the way home. You know, you could just kind of make room for me on your lap. So, you know, that's how the story went. We kind of got together after that, because I kind of guessed she liked the way I sat on her lap that night. All right. The proof is in the pudding, boo. Let it shine in that light. What? All right, and that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. We'll be together forever, yes. SouthsideRadio.live. Thank you.
Oh, true. Don't like this. What do you want me to do? I just want to. Squirt. This is the whole like, hey, what you finna do? Like when you wipe the girl down, you're like, hey, what you doing today? You finna leave, right? I'm wiping her down, jeez. That's crazy. Oh, you look sleepy. Get up. No, it's not a thing? Oh, yeah, I get sleepy. Summer bummer. One time for Summer and her love story of sitting on laps. This night has been brought to you by Coors Light. The C in Coors is capitalism. Sorry, Eric. All right, let's see. Let's keep this going. I like these love stories. That was cute. The proof is in the pudding. I sat on laps. That's all you gotta do these days, sit on a lap to get a ring? I've been doing this all wrong. All right, Eric Prado. Eric, birthday boy, clap it up for Eric, it's his birthday. And it's his wife, or it's not him? Both? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not his birthday, it's his wife's birthday. Fucking patriarchal, I'm giving the man all the credit, I'm sorry.
Never give the man the credit.
Never, what's her name?
Angelica.
Angelica's birthday!
All right, thank you. All right. Whew. Where's the Price is Right music? All right. Coors Light, La Bala de Plata. So it's grown folk stories, right?
Yes.
I'm a grown folk. Thank you. I turned 47 next month, which means, guess what? I had my first procedure for screening. Last week, colonoscopy. The nurse, she started out by like sticking an IV, sliding it in. So I'm gonna call this story Stick and Slide. Yeah. She stuck me, she slid it in. And, right? Then a few minutes later, another doctor came in, and let's just say she stuck it and slid it in. Colonoscopy. But I didn't feel a thing because I was under sedation. I was feeling good, you know, like free drugs, okay. But guess what? The story is not about that procedure. But I'm gonna stay with Stick and Slide. I love my gynae. Yeah, gynecologist. I got one.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, he's not my gynecologist. He's the birthday girl's gynecologist. He's cute. Yeah, he's cute. He's cute, for sure, for sure. Like, if I was a girl, I'd be like, hey. So stick and slide, right? But, like, this guy, you got an appointment at, like, 10 a.m. You show up at 10 a.m. 10:05, you're like, oh, okay. 10:15, 10:30. 10:45, where is this motherfucker? So it's not that I go to every single one of my wife's OBGYN appointments, but like we were trying to have a kid. Different story, but like you spend years trying to not have a kid, and then you spend years trying to have a kid. What the fuck? Anyway, different story. So anyway, an hour later, I'm fucking pissed off. Where the fuck is this guy? And then he shows up. Oh my God. Within seconds, I'm like, I love you. I love this guy. Now, my wife's been going to this dude for years. And every single time, I've been waiting for an hour. But then he shows up, and it doesn't matter. Right? Because he's like just real. He listens. Listens. Listen. Guess what it takes to listen? Silent. Same exact letters in a different, right? Yeah. So, like, unless there's something else I don't know about, this is the only other dude, cute dude apparently, he's cute, who like, you know, gets to play with my wife's stuff. Punani. Right, play. What? No, he doesn't. So whenever it's like that time, she's like, I'm gonna go see Dr. Sybil. Dr. Sybil, if anyone needs a doctor, Dr. Sybil, Sibul. I'm in Spellington, I don't know why. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So I'm like, make sure everything's like clean and tidy down there, because like if someone else is gonna see it, I want it to look nice. So the moral of the story here isn't any of that. It's just like, wow, doctors, it's like the best doctors, really, it's not about the healthcare they provide. It's about like the service industry perspective that they provide. I'm gonna stand there and I'm gonna sit there and I'm just gonna listen to you. And to listen to you, that means I need to shut the fuck up. And even if I show up late, that don't matter. Because when I'm there with you, I'm there with you. Thank you very much.
I'm pretty sure he's in love with that doctor. He claimed him as being his OBGYN. He was like, yo, let me tell you about my gynae, G. He cool. He's cute. He's charismatic. Really soft hands. Winning smile. Really warm hugs. No, that's nice, man. But you know what? Hey, I'm in a moment in my life where listening is becoming like way more important to me. So it's like, whatever it takes for us to shut the fuck up, I'm super down for. Like super down for, because it's like, I have a lot of thoughts going on in my head. Like I freestyle for a living. So it's like, I'm always meeting my biological father. He is overbearing with it sometimes, right? I just met him like 5 years ago, right before I left. And to watch it and to see that it's in my DNA to not shut the fuck up, man, it really makes me want to shut the fuck up. Like, and trying to nicely tell him to shut the fuck up has not been successful thus far. But here we are. All right, guys, let's keep this going. Gress? Is there a Gress here? Is it G-R-E-S? Oh, that's a G. What's up, Greg? All right, I digress. It's Greg. Bars. All right. What's up, Greg? I'll let this down.
Coors Light. The C is, could you please fucking vote? Hi, guys. Thank you for having me. I was just a +1. I didn't think I was doing shit but making Lily be happy tonight. So thank you for putting me in the ball. What's that? Whatever. I'm here. Whether I was invited or not, here's where I am. And everyone looks beautiful, so it's cool to be out, isn't it? Like, you know? And I know you're talking about your dad, like, learning how to listen, that biological thing, like watching your dad. Because my family's got D- listeners in the genes. And so at some point I had to learn how to shut the fuck up also. Because you can really, like, ball hog thinking the next thought out of your mouth is the most interesting thought in the room. And it all too often isn't. So, I don't know. It's definitely a weird moment in, like, the world. So I'm really grateful to Eric for doing this. When everything kind of stopped, I was just kind of not expecting it, which I don't think anybody was. And when it first opened up, I was like, I saw that Silver Room had opened up. So one of the first places I stopped was just to swing by Silver Room, walk in there, and buy a puzzle. That's like the first thing I bought when the stores first opened up. And me and my girlfriend and my 7-year-old nephew upstairs spent time on that puzzle. So thank you for giving us something to do. I think part of this quiet time has been trying to figure out what the fuck to do with it, you know? Because we can't get together like this. And I don't know how this happened tonight or how I even got invited here. So it's really an honor to be out. And I think also as we're talking about love and marriage and wives and rings, I got married on September 5th. Normally I wouldn't say that on an open mic because it's such a pander that guarantees applause, but it was hard to do it in this moment. Like, we had to pick the right way to do it so that everyone that showed up felt respected. My girlfriend, my now wife's father, is a very concerned person. Her mother had a cancer scare, so we had to be cautious with it. You know, we had to gather together and but do it outside. And it's also risky in Chicago to do something outside because you just don't know if it's going to rain. And literally on September 5th, it was the most beautiful, perfect night. And I know that because on September 6th in the morning, it rained, which made September 5th even more beautiful. And I remember Binky. Is that your name, Binky? Yep. In the beginning, he was talking about dancing at some point and the joy of dancing. Well, Charlie, the 7-year-old nephew of my wife, he loves to dance at home. If we're like cooking, we'll take a dance break and we'll just dance while we're cooking. But in front of people, he kind of like smallens down. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't, the joyfulness scares him. And so I kind of gave the DJ a couple songs that I knew were like sneaky songs that make him dance. And he just loves Watermelon Sugar High, which my wife hates, but she now loves because we're in the wedding and no one's dancing. We're all just standing around and no one knows what to do because it's September 5th. And no one's really been out and everyone looks beautiful like you guys tonight. But at that moment, no one had been out at all. So it was about 32 people outside, the music's hitting, no one's dancing. And then all of a sudden, Charlie comes running across the room and grabs me by the hand and says, "Gregor, come on, let's go outside." And I'm like, all right. And it's Watermelon Sugar High. And he starts dancing. And he's like feeling it. He's dancing. And then he sees everyone seeing him and he stops. And I'm like, it's just you. It's just me. It's just you. It's just me. Look at me. Look at Gregor. And we start dancing. And he starts dancing again. And all of a sudden, like, he gets it. And he just kind of loosens up. Next thing you know, he's like flossing. And everyone's applauding him. And he's like, and it's like, I was like, that's like, I just married this woman. And I went from this kid's friend to his uncle. And in that moment, I'm like, that's what I'm going to be for this kid. I'm going to remind him his whole life to dance. Right? And that's what I think Eric does for all of us also, whether it's on the mic. It's like, dude, so I bought my ring at Silver Room. Check this out. This is a good way to end this story. I wanted my memory to be the ring at Silver Room because I don't think white men look good in rings. I think you put a ring on a black man's hand, it's elegant. You put a ring on a white man's hand, it looks like you're in the mafia. That's how it feels. I didn't want a ring. But my wife was like, "Oh, you're getting a ring." So I'm like, all right, this is the first concession of marriage. I'll get a ring. And I want the story of Silver Room to be in my ring. So I call Eric. I come out to Silver Room. He helps me pick out the ring. And then the ring doesn't quite get there in time for the wedding, but he gives me a loaner, which is perfect because life is a loaner. So about a week or so after the wedding, I go and get the ring, and I'm kind of putting it on my hand, and I'm showing my new wife, and we're kind of talking, and I go to pull it off my knuckle, and the ring separates into 3 parts. It breaks into 3 parts. And I'm like, I'm so shocked by it that I pinch it back together like it didn't happen, like I'm some kind of an alchemist. And about a day later, I pull it again, and it completely comes apart. And I call up Eric. He's like, what? Bring that shit back in here. And he's like, I'm so sorry, man. And I'm like, you know what, Eric, like, first of all, either it's the perfect metaphor for marriage, because marriage is going to break apart in 3 parts, right? It's how you start out single, it's coming together, and then it's all that next shit you got to deal with. But if you take away the metaphor, it's just like, you got to laugh this shit off. That's really what it's about. And you got to have the right memories, like going to Silver Room to get the ring. I'll always have that ring, and if I lose it one day, I'll still remember getting it at Silver Room. And being here tonight, as this pandemic hasn't really lifted yet. And thank you for listening to me. Back to you, Binky.
Yes. That was excellent. Oh, nothing? Yo, that is so sweet. Yo, I didn't know rings on white people's fingers look like mafia. Man, white people guilt goes in weird places. Black people's hands, fucking elegant. White people's hands, mafia. I was like, well, all right, I'll take it. I'll take it. Like, all right, we're getting a lot of weird passes these days. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll take it. All right. That is one thing that's going on right now. It's like being black right now, like how everybody is like pandering towards us and like placating towards, not the ring part, that was great. But I'm talking about like fucking Starbucks putting, you know, whatever the fuck. Like, here's my thing. We know it's phony. We know it's not real. But here's my thing also. Fuck it. Take it. Get these coupons, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, get these free things. Get the door. Yeah, open the door for me. Hurry the fuck. Yeah, excuse me. Like, muff them and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's our time right now. Utilize it. Utilize it. We can sit anywhere on the bus, okay? Anywhere. All right. You guys feel good? Great job, Greg. One more time for Greg, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's see here. Someone named Leslie? Is there a Leslie here? My old boss. Leslie Honore. Clap it up for Leslie, who did not put her name in the bucket, but has such a wonderful voice. I got you. Need some help? There you go.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I did not put my name and said Fishbowl Eric Williams. So what to tell? I think I'm gonna stay with the family theme and tell a little story about my dad. I lost my dad in 2018. And so this story has a little grief in it, but it's not a super heavy one. My dad and Prince shared the same birthday. So actually my dad, Gwendolyn Brooks, and Prince. Extremely. My dad was super dynamic. He was a police officer in Los Angeles, but also would do a one-man show where he did stand-up and songs, and he would record in our bathroom. And when he was 78, he published his first book, which was the stories he would tell us at night, and that's what pushed me to publish my first book. So just super dope guy. But one of the things we did not agree on was Prince. I loved Prince, and my dad just was like, he's the guy with his ass out and yellow pants, and that was not appropriate, and he never, like, that's where Prince stayed for him. I was in LA when Prince died, and my dad called me. We were actually on the 405 on our way up to the Getty Museum to look at pretty stuff with the kids, and he called me and he was like, hey, pull over. And I'm like, what's wrong? He was like, just pull over. And I was like, okay. He was like, so CNN just reported that Prince died. I know you liked him. And I was bracing myself for the, you know, like the ass out comment, and I'm like losing my shit. And he was like, yeah, no, he was a really great musician. I mean, he really played, you know, everything. Like he was, you know, that was genius. And I was like, wow, that's dope, Daddy, because I ain't never heard you say that before. So it was an awesome moment for like him to respect my love for Prince and to tone it down, and also to make sure I didn't hear it like driving and, you know, really just because the freak out happened. So fast forward, when my dad passed, he wasn't ill, he fell. So it was a shock. It wasn't anything we were prepared for. He was extremely healthy. He would walk 3 miles a day. Funny. He was on social media, just, you know, living his best happy retirement life. And something he did for myself and my brother was probably one of the most loving things you could have done. My mom had an envelope on the side of her bed that said, like, if you wake up and I'm not here, this is what you do. So she had a list of things to call. My mom has MS, and my dad was her primary caregiver. So to the last moment of his life, he took care of her. And then there was an envelope for me. And in that envelope, it had a credit card that was just so my kids and I could get to LA at a moment's notice without having to worry. And then it had a list of everything that I needed to do and who I needed to call. And he also paid for his funeral, the whole entire thing. My dad was super vain. Very, very handsome guy, 6'4", from New Orleans, had blue eyes that he whipped out on everyone, would tell funny stories about being in the Navy and switching up the letters to his girlfriends, like putting them in the wrong envelope. So he really wanted to be buried in the Hollywood Hills at the same cemetery as Michael Jackson, because that was just like the biggest thing that he could think of. And so it's a beautiful cemetery. So we go up to finalize the services. And my dad has always told me that he wanted a small funeral. He didn't want anything big. He was not a religious man, very much agnostic at the end. Although he covered like all the bases because he had the last rites administered just in case, which I thought was like, okay, that make sure everything is covered, CYA, which is true to my dad's form. So we're in the funeral home, and they have a grief counselor or like a grief customer service person. I don't even know like what their title is. So he's sitting there going, so it's fancy. It's not AR leaks. It's not leaks. This is some fancy. This is some white people shit. I'm like, oh, this is very, and they're bringing us tea and stuff. And then I'm like, oh, because we've already paid for it. So, right. So we're at this table, and they've got snacks and Lorna Doone cookies, which is like the height of pinky out. And so on this screen, they're going through the tabs, and like, you know, your dad has paid for everything. So first, he was like, okay, so this is a chapel. And I'm like, this chapel sits 250 people. This ain't little. Like, what? I thought it was just gonna be family. He's like, no, he wanted there to be enough space. And I was like, okay. Then he goes to the next tab. And he's like, yeah, so there's no officiant, so your dad wanted you to officiate the services. And I'm like, that's not cool, but okay, I'll just suck that up. And we're just going through each of the tabs. And he's taking care of everything, where the plot is, the time of day. And we get to the portion where it's the obit, and it's ugly as shit. It's like my dad's face floating with like doves. And I'm like, this is ugly as hell. And then the next tab is like the box where they put all of the sentiments, the letters, the book where people sign, and that's the box that they would give my mom. And it matches that ugly dove shit. So I'm like, this is ugly. I'm gonna pay for the upgrade. Let's get some leather bound something. And I'm like, yeah, this is doves. This is hilarious. And the guy says, the grief customer service agent, he says, what matches your dad's dove release? So I laugh. I'm like, you are so funny. Thank you for bringing humor and levity to this moment, because this is probably the most difficult shit I've ever gone through in my entire life. And he's like, no. And he clicks to the next tab. And my dad has arranged for taps to be played because he was in the Navy. And so we're going to have the whole flag ceremony and 20 doves to be released. 20. Very significant. He has 5 kids. His 3 people we don't mention by his first marriage. May they all just stay the fuck away from me. And then that's another story. I don't wish them ill. I wish them far. And that is growth. And then my brother and I from my dad's marriage. So it's 5 kids. Then thank you for acknowledging that, because the death and the spells casting was probably not the best use of my magic. So I stopped doing that. And the blessings flowed. So it's the kids, my mom, the grandkids, and the great-grandkids. All of us at the time were 20, so it was a dove for each one of us. So I know I was all in my emotions, but wait, there's more. So go through that whole moment. I'm back in the car with the unmentionables and just, again, having a hard time. So get home. I'm like, there's some insurance stuff I gotta find. So I'm at my dad's desk going through insurance papers and finding everything. And I go to his cabinet and there's like a box, and I open the box and there's sheet music. And the first song is titled To My Mom. And instead of crying, I'm laughing my ass off because it's a fucking Prince dedication, when doves cry moment. And I just loved that in life and death, there was this bookend. And so it just really got me through. So that is my story.
Come on, Les. What? This is what it sounds like. No, nothing? That's amazing, G. A literal doves cry story. That's fucking amazing. Maybe you are just like your mother. Thanks, Greg. Thanks. Did you get that on camera? Camera 1, camera 2? All right, here we go. You guys having a good time? Everybody good? All right. We have Stefan, ladies and gentlemen. I know, this messed you up. No, hey, this dude is like, to me, he's like a black Jim Carrey, and I swear. And I love Jim Carrey, man. This dude is a great person. One more time for Steven, ladies and gentlemen. Wait. There's a Stefan and a Steven, though.
I'm Stefan.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Hi, Steven. I got you. Bye-bye. The Mask 3. All right. Coming up with my boy, Stefan. That's embarrassing. You came from a long way, too. It's a long trip.
That's a hell of an intro right there. Shout out to Binky, shout out to Eric, Silver Room. I appreciate y'all. This is my first time here.
First timer!
So I got just thrown into this. I wasn't really prepared to do this. I was a +1 as well. Shout out to Greg. My beautiful girlfriend, Angela. Y'all know her. Yeah. So 2 things to touch on. Shout out to the 7-year-old dance floor starter. I am a DJ for the last almost 20 years, so I know how important that shit is. Weddings where they do not dance is lame as hell, so shout out to that. And shout out to learning how to shut the fuck up, because I definitely learned how to do that with this beautiful woman right here. It's new, but we have to do it, because you gotta listen, man. That's the only way you're gonna learn and progress. So, on to this grown folk story of mine. So, before I met this beautiful woman, I was doing some dating apps, right? I don't know if y'all done the dating apps. Make some noise. Anybody done dating apps before? No, it's cool, man, it's cool. Shit, okay, I'm the only one then. Fuck it, I'm the only one. Fuck it. Everyone's all scared and shit. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna call this one the proposal. Okay. So I got approached by an older woman. She was 50-something years old. I'm 36, by the way, I'm 36. Yeah, you know, hey, I'm not mad at it. She was the owner of a very high-end, real estate agency in the Bay Area. So I looked her up, it was all legit, right? She was looking for a sugar baby. Right. So so she sent me a whole proposal. Like, she's like, hey, you know, how old are you? Whatever, you know, are you into older women? I was like, oh, I don't know, it's whatever, you know, it's cool. Yo, no lie, a two-page. Mind you, she's a business owner of a very successful real estate agency in Silicon Valley, essentially, right? She was traveling to Chicago between San Francisco and New York. She needed an errand boy, essentially, right? Right. So, no. Look, hey, look. Let me get there. No, look, I'm still fucked up. I should have taken that money. No, but look, this is where I learned morals. So anyways, look, I'll get to that. But, so I want to get to some of these things that she put in there. So I would have had a $3,500 allowance per week. I would have had to be on call 6 days out the week. And at the drop of a dime, get her whatever she needed to do, including dry cleaning, sending out gifts to clients, making one-on-one visits to people, whatever. All this other shit, yo. And I sat there for like a solid couple days, yo, like really considering that shit. I'm not gonna lie, yo. And she knows this. How many what? She was $3,500 a week. But that was my beginning allowance. There was other bonuses and shit involved for sexual acts. Yeah, no. She asked me, like, do I give head? And because that was a requirement. Yes, this was, this shit was wild, yo. This shit was so, she was an Asian woman, actually. She was an Asian woman, and like I said, I looked her up. This was all legit. She was real as fuck. I won't put no name. I don't even remember the name, to be honest, but. God damn it. No, I know. I'm sorry, man. I'd have had you, bro. I'd have had you. Hey, I would have. Alley-oop. Hey, Pippin and MJ. All day. No, it's cool. Coors. My white trash family loves it. Hey. Anyways, I guess the moral of the story is essentially that I learned that I had morals. Because I didn't do it. I didn't do the shit. I will be lying my ass off if I said that I did not contemplate it for those 48 hours. Strong as fuck, though. Strong as fuck. Because what? I don't know. Honestly, I didn't feel right. And honestly, I didn't want to be an errand boy, yo. I mean, the money's good, but like, I was trying to be I'm sorry? With sexual affair, with all that shit. Yeah, no. Look. I wanted to stick to my music. I knew there was something better out there. And look, I would have never came across that. I'd have never found that shit. I would have never found that. I would have fucked it up. Because I'd have been in a way different energy trying to get money instead of trying to find a real space. So, shout out to Real Energy, shout out to Real Space, and shout out to keeping it real. And money won't buy you everything, but it'll buy you some fly shit. You know what I'm saying? It'll definitely buy you some fly shit. So, Eric, thank you once again, man. I appreciate everything that the Silver Room does. And Angela, you're a beautiful woman, and I love you to death. So, that's my time, that's my piece.
I don't give a fuck what type of Asian she would be. I don't care if she was Polynesian. I don't give a fuck. I'm there. $3,500 a week. All I gotta do is eat pussy, go get coffee, done. I do that anyway for free. What? How much, like, you know what's crazy? You know what? See, you gotta flip it, bro. You gotta flip it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, like, you see, like, the incurrences on her list. You gotta add shit to that list. You know what I'm saying? You gotta add shit to that list. You know what I'm saying? I would have my lawyer looking over with me and shit. I ain't gonna do that. That's good. Ah, no, can't do that. Can't do that. All right. Hey, man, congratulations to you. That's fucking amazing. That's a good story. One more time for Stefan, y'all. That was awesome. I've never done a dating app. This is my dating app. You know what I'm saying? Like, swipe, bitch. You feel me? But, where are you swiping? I know, right? All right, let's see. Oh. When I first started to tell stories and realized this was actually a genre that I fucked with, this person was almost as new as me at the same time, but man, did she take off in this industry. I'm so proud of her. She's amazing. She has a card game that helps you with storytelling. She's helped tutor me in some of this shit. She's an awesome ass person. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. Lily B. Is the top clapping? I feel like the top is clapping. Was that a thing? Come on.
Real hard. I don't recommend it. It wasn't fun, but yeah, that's my time.
Yo, come on, you better, man. Come on. Yeah.
Don't come and sit next to me. Sit somewhere else.
Don't judge his fremulum, nigga.
I'm jealous of it.
That's fair. That's fair. Damn. Like, I love kissing. I'm a great kisser. I don't know if I want her to do that to me. I don't want her to bite under my tongue, bitch. Don't get out of here. I know she was sucking on it, but he said she was sucking his tongue like a dick. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear you, but like, she ripped his shit popped, fam. His shit popped. That's what happened. It was like, pop. It's like she put an air pump under your tongue. It was like, pa. That's some bullshit. All right. Do we have a good time, guys? Do we have a good time tonight? Wow. You know what? We haven't had those type of stories in a long time, so thank you for that. Thank you. We needed that. Probably gonna be a long time if we do it again. I want to thank Eric, man. The old Russell Simmons of this motherfucker. Thank God bless you. Good night, face ass. No, seriously, Eric, man. You're one of my great friends, bro. And I just want to say I appreciate you, man, all the things you've done. And everybody's already holding your balls, but fuck that shit. I'll hold them too, man. Fuck that. People do that shit to me all the time. I'm like, people always compliment you, so whatever. I'm like, bitch, you can compliment me too. That's cool. I'll compliment you as well. But Eric, you're a dope ass dude, man. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Oh, Jess. It takes a very special person to be around this motherfucker. So, like, thank you too. Thank you so much, okay? It takes a special person. He's wonderful and giving and shit, but his phone rings 1,000 times a day, and that has to be something. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like, spend some time with me, motherfucker. He's like, bitch, I got like 27 people. You know what I'm saying? But to do that, you're dope. You know what I'm saying? That shit is hard. So, to acknowledge all that, man, keep on telling y'all story, y'all. Please. This shit is really important. When I discovered this, I did not know this existed, and this shit has helped me a lot. Man, Lily, speaking with Lily all the time and watching her do her thing with the storytelling, that's our time. It's like, yo, man, this shit is important. It really helps. For therapy, for me, like I write, you know what I'm saying? Like it gets it off my chest, gets it off my mind, my heart, my spirit. But then and able to like verbalize this shit in front of people, something that I need to do. You feel me? When I was a shorty, I wrote letters to my parents. When I got in trouble, like post whoopings, and I come in there and I read the whole letter to my parents, like right after my whooping. But I will only read it to them because I felt like I needed to. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll write that shit out and be like, this is good. They need to hear this. This is like 5 minutes after my whooping. I'm like, mom, daddy, Can I come in and read this to y'all? They're like, get in here, Binky. Thank you. Dear mommy and daddy. And that shit helped me, man, like for real. It helped me. So please, please, please continue to tell y'all stories, man. Grown folk stories, we out. Peace, 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 peace. Thank you, Coors. Coors Light. The shit we drinking tonight. Everybody, Lily B! I can see all of you. Lily B, Lily B.
I know, right? Can I take this mic? I'm a mom, and a nanny, so I know just how to do this. He is grown as fuck. I'm still a mom. That don't take nothing away. Okay. Real quick. Thank you so much, Eric. You and Cara. This changed my life. Like it. I'll stand here. No shit, y'all. This changed my life. I get teary-eyed thinking what would have been in my life if I hadn't shown up in May 2010. So I owe you everything. Like I owe it to you, and like I just woo. Okay, and I can just that's another story for another day. I don't ever come here prepared with a story. I never am like, oh, this is what I'm gonna tell when I get here. I just feel the room, and I feel the vibe, and I'm going back and forth between two stories, and I might have shared this one before, but I think it's timely to bring it back. I'm leaving the prop theater after performing at Beast Women. It's a show where run by two women in Chicago that just invites women to be their most real, authentic, beast-ass selves. And it was the first thing I ever auditioned for as a storyteller that I got. And I was leaving the performance 4 years ago around this time. And I get a pool, right? I get a Uber pool. And it's funny because it's rainy and I wanted to get home, but because it's rainy, everything's fucking surging. You know how they do you in the rain and the snow. They surge that shit. So it was surging. So that's why I was like, fuck it, I gotta get a pool, because my money was funny then too. And I get in the and I wait, and it pulls up right in front of the prop theater. And I always know who I'm getting in the pool with just by character. Just by, like, some of the things they do, I'm always just like, and if you're on the window, if you are on the pickup side, not wearing a seatbelt, and you move over, you cool as fuck. In my head, and you move over to let me in, especially on a rainy fucking day, you a cool motherfucker. And if you don't, fuck you. But so the car pulls up, and this dude sitting there moves over, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is good sign of because it was rainy. I get in, I sit down, and I'm ready for my ride home in this pool. I know I'm not gonna get dropped off first. I gotta go all the way to the west side, and I know it's gonna be a couple stops, especially from the prop theater near like Addison and Kedzie. I get in, this dude's on his phone, and it hits me almost instantly. I smell it. I smell like just that permeated liquor smell, like your dad, with, like just that, like, you've been drinking, it's coming out your pores ass fucking smell, and I smell it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not judging. But open the window, crack something open, it just smells like old drunk dude. And he's on his phone. And he's telling whoever is on the other line of his phone, just like, oh my gosh, you just got here. I just got into town from, I think it was Ohio at the time. Like, Cleveland, and I'm like, okay, and we're right here. It's pre-COVID, right? So it's like we tight in the back. And then he's like, yeah, man, the RNC convention was the shit. And I was like, oh, damn, right? Like, I'm like, okay, we cool. We still cool. Because he ain't said shit to me. And then he starts to like, yeah, man, we saw Aerosmith, and it was black tie, and blah, blah, blah. And he's just like bragging to his friend how they walked in with bow ties and da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, gosh. Oh, let's drop this motherfucker off. And I could see on the app where we're going. We're going, okay, he's getting dropped off first, of course. And he's not from here. He's just passing by, you know, so he visiting friends here till he goes, and they're letting him sleep on their couch, and he's like, yeah. He gets off the phone, he tells the guy in the front seat, the driver, hey, you mind if we stop and get at the liquor store? Do you know if there's a liquor store? And that's when he starts to address me, and I'm like, ooh. Because yes, I do know, but no, I don't know. And he's like, hey, where can we stop and pick up some liquor? And I need to stop at the liquor store. And I'm thinking, no, you don't. I can smell it. Just, lick, and you'll be drunk again. And he doesn't. But anyway, the driver does not speak English. Or he pretends he does. I don't know, because he's just like, up to her. And I'm like, why you putting this on me, G? Why you putting this on me? And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Just go, do your fucking stop. He's like, thanks, right? But the driver don't fucking know where there's a liquor store. So the driver, until he gets directions, is just driving. And so we pull up to his block to drop him off. And the dude is like, wait a second. This ain't a liquor store. This is, and then he starts to go in on the driver. He's like, and it's not like, I thought we were going to a liquor store. It was like, listen, sir, I asked you, and he's now in the little gap. You know how there's a back seat? He's in the little gap, talking into the ear of the driver like, listen, I fucking told you, fucking drop us off at a liquor, drop me off at a liquor store, and he's being like fucking rude. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's taking everything. It's taking all my West Side-ness. Like it's taking all my training to just not go there with him. But he finally hits a chord where he's like, is it the fucking language barrier? Is it the fucking, and then that's when I'm just like, I don't think he understood you. Like, I don't think he understood you. And and now he's like halfway in and halfway out the car. So mind you, this is the driver. This is the little gap. This is his face, all fucking in this little, and the door's half open. He got his foot, and then he still got his phone in his hand. So he's just like, motherfucker, and I'm very calmly like, hey, sir, I don't think he understood you. He was waiting for you, like explaining that to him, and he straight up is like, listen, nobody, and like it was the most reactionary, because again, I'm not invested in this 110%. I'm just kind of like, leave the fucking guy alone. I'm trying to get home. And he turns like, and I, like a reflex, and I'm like, the fuck, right? It was just like a quick, like, all the weight of like my ancestors and like everybody was like, hold on, white man, whoa, and then like I just like Oyukin, fucking, you know, like Raiden, whatever the fuck came out of me, he like flew out the fucking car, like, whoo, right? What's funny though is that like how he flew out, y'all, there was like, it had been raining, right? So there was like a fucking puddle of water. And he like fell. Right? And you heard it. You heard it. It was like water. And then and I was like, and I pulled the fucking door like a getaway car, and I'm like, go, 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 right? And the guy drives off, and we're sitting there, and then I'm sitting there, and I'm like, still tired, because again, not trying to, I'm done. I just performed. I'm trying to get home, and the driver, who did fucking speak English, was like, look, right? And he points to his rear view, and I look back, and he's like wet, and he's like Grandpa Simpson fist up in the air, like, motherfuckers. And this is the thing that gets me, and we drive to the corner, and as we approach the corner, y'all, on the fucking corner of the neighborhood in Logan Square that he's been staying in for a fucking week is a fucking liquor store that he didn't walk out in for whatever fucking reason, and he had to get on a plane the next day with a story about some bitch that got him wet, I guess. So, thank you very much. And all that to say is fucking vote and don't fucking test me, because these reflexes ain't nothing to fuck with. Thanks. Bye.
First of all, congratulations for getting to live every minority's fucking fantasy of getting to put your hands on a racist person. Oh, it's just like, it's like I dream about this shit. I wake up muffing a old white man like, oh, nothing. Here's something crazy. I was in Thailand, probably my second year, maybe third year I was there. I was on my bike with my girl at the time, and we are driving past, we just turned a corner. And there's an older white man coming past, he's walking our way. I don't have a helmet, she ain't got a helmet, we just in a little alley. And he's walking this way, as I turn the corner, I promise you, he was like, black boy. First of all, rude, okay? Yeah, he was like, something was bubbling up in this motherfucker when black boy came out of his gullets. The fuck? Nowhere near him. I just turned, he was coming this way, and I just turned the corner, and I heard, he was like, black boy. When I tell you, I drove about 7 more feet, so I was like, skirt. I was like, baby, did that nigga just call me a black boy? And she was like, I think so. I bust a U-turn, because I'm in Thailand, B, and I'm not going anywhere, but this especially I'm not going here. I won't even get in trouble here. So I bust a U-turn. He's right there because he's old. He got like 2 more feet. And I was like, skirt. Hey, what'd you say? I'm like, did you say something? My man was like, no. He put his hand on my shoulder and shit. He was like, no, I didn't say. He's like, no, no. Well, I was like, because when I turned the corner, I could have sworn you said black boy. Is that a thing? Did you say that? Hey, man, he was so comfortable. This nigga damn near like kissed me in my, no, sir, I didn't know, I would never. I was like, all right. Because here's the thing, I don't know what I would have did if he had admitted to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I would like muffed him, like a nice little like right there, and then drove off. I wouldn't have slapped him or nothing, but I would have did something. But like, congratulations, Lily, for getting to push a nigga in a puddle. In a puddle? Maybe it's the language, but it's fucking incredible. I pulled this name already before I came up here. I was just talking about Thailand. I met this brother and this sister in Thailand. They're a wonderful couple. I can't even tell you the story that they went through out there when they were in Bali. Are you gonna tell that story? Okay. But this is my homie. He's here visiting. I haven't seen him since Thailand. And man, when we were out there, Eric came out there too. And Jess, hey, I see you out there as well. She's like, excuse me. I was there too. Yes, she was. You were. It was a good time. Out there, we had I started to build this beautiful black community out there because that's what I come from. You feel me? So I started missing the things that wasn't around. So I started like pretty much just collecting niggas. It was great. It was great. It was great. And there's some of the niggas I collected. I love this dude. I love his wife. I love y'all so much. I'm so happy y'all here. Clap it up for my boy Dane, y'all. Clap it up for Dane. Clap it up for black people traveling out here, dog. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we're called Black Packers. That was the name of our group. Yeah, you know it.
One second, y'all. I told my girl over here if I got called, I would let her know.
Oh, like a bartender room? That's how the story is happening. If you want to check it out.
What's going on, y'all? Y'all look amazing. I'm so happy to be here. This is incredible. Like, we get to tell our stories. Everybody has a story, and it's so amazing just to encounter people and then be able to hear like what story that's on their heart, and like to be able to experience that tonight is such a blessing. Yeah, my name is. Hey, I got you. We're going real quick. I just want to say my gratitude though, because I gotta say my gratitude. So yeah, my name is Dane. This is my wife Shari, and the story that I want to tell y'all today is how I proposed to my high school sweetheart. Right. This one over here, right? So yes, we met in high school, going into senior year. We fast forward, went to college, graduated, and then from there, we were asked this question that changed our life forever. The question was, what inspires you the most about life and living? And so from there, I was inspired by travel. She was inspired by service. So then we're like, what do we do? So we said, let's quit our job and go travel the world, which that's what we did. So we went to backpack Southeast Asia for about 2 years. That's when we met my boy Binky. Yep. And so then from there, we went back to the States, decided that we wanted to go back to Asia, but we just didn't necessarily know how it was going to happen. We just kept praying on it. And then the opportunity presented itself. We were able to go teach in Bali, Indonesia, and be teachers. So we were there teaching, we were getting paid, we were living for free. They gave us a motorbike, we were eating food 3 times a day. They were cooking for us, cleaning our clothes. Everything was lavish. So at this point, we're living there. My wife's birthday, well, she was my girlfriend at the time. Her birthday's in February. She got a slip to go to the post office because somebody has sent her a package. And so we are about 40 minutes away from the post office. And so we're like, yo, we're teaching. We don't have time to go to the post office. So one Saturday, we made it a point to go out to the post office, which was, again, 40 minutes out. We get there. They're telling us that we have to wait for this package. So we have the slip. We're waiting for about 30 minutes. At this point, I'm like, yo, we're about to head out. He comes back out. He's like, hey, no, I have the package. And we're like, no, that's not it. I don't know what that is. This is a Chegg box. Is anybody familiar with Chegg? So Chegg is an orange box that you like put rental books in from like college. And we're like, no, that's not it. That can't be it. But nonetheless, it has the address to our villa that we're staying in. So it has customs tape on top of it. And so it's already been opened. So we're like, all right, well, let's check and see what's inside of here. Inside of there is like a card. It has a necklace. It has candy like Snickers, Skittles already like packaged up. And it has a picture with a picture frame inside. A picture frame with a picture inside of it. What else was in there? Yeah, come on in, girl, come on.
Like you said, my name is Shari. So we received the package and we went through the package, and just so happened when you're abroad, you don't have service, and we're backpackers, so we're super cheap. We're not trying to pay for another SIM card. Once I received the package, I just flipped over my camera and like made a video. I was like, OMG, I have a package for my friends. I'm so excited. I did not know about this package. We take the package about maybe 10 feet out, and all of a sudden we get attacked. At this point, I have the newest iPhone. We both have the newest iPhone. I have a $1,000 camera in my bag. I'm like, yo, we're getting robbed. It's bound to happen. It's gonna happen. We're getting robbed. So I thought we were getting robbed, but come to find out, I look over and I see Dane on the ground, and then these people come and they're like, we're cops. We're cops. And I'm like, if you're cops the whole time, why are you beating us up? I'm screaming out for help, and everybody has their phone out recording us. I'm like, yo, help, 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 help. Like, we're getting beat up. And they're like, no, we're cops, we're cops, we're cops. At that point, Dane's on the ground. They're pulling his dreads up, and he's like, Cinta de Mai, which means peace and love in Balinese. And so when they realize that we speak a little Balinese, they let off a little bit. They take us to the customs room, and they take the package, and they say, open the package. They lay everything out in the picture frame. They open behind it, and there's a little packet, a little dime bag packet, right? And I'm like, yo, like, I'm from New York, so I'm like, yo, nah. Like, I'm walking back and forth like, no. I was like, what's that? And they was like, oh, you're trying to bring drugs into our country? And I was like, what? I've never even seen that before. Like, I'm not dumb, I know what it is, but I've never seen that before. And they're like, this little white substance, it's a dime bag. It has like a red zip on it. So I knew it wasn't from the States because I know what our dime bags look like. So I knew at that point what was happening, but I thought we were being punked, legit. I was looking around like, yeah, what's happening? So they're like, yo, you're trying to bring drugs into our country, and we're gonna arrest you. So they take us back to our villa. They want to search our villa. At this point, we're like, we don't know what's happening here. We don't do drugs. We're teachers. And why would we send drugs from the States to Bali? That doesn't even make sense. So they search our room, and they don't find anything, of course. Before they search our room, Dane peeped what was happening, and so he searches them, because we're like, they put a little bit amount of drugs in my packet. They're probably trying to lay more out in my room. So we searched them. Once we searched them, yeah. He searches the cops. They search the room. They don't find anything, of course. And at this point in Bali, the Asian culture is just relax. Don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. So they're trying to convince us that everything's going to be okay. But in my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm Shari Chin-Young. I graduated, top of my class. Like, this cannot happen to me. I'm 24, living in a mansion, doing exactly what I want. You cannot tell me that everything's going to be okay. You're messing with my life. Step on in.
I'm in. All right, how are we doing on time? All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, so at this point, we're like, yo, this is crazy. So they're telling us, it's Saturday. They're like, listen, we got to take you in. We're going to hold you in for just a few days. We're going to test the substance. If it's not any drugs and you're good, we'll let you go back home. We're like, all right, cool. We know it's not ours, and that's going to be proven, so we're good. We're not even going to trip. So at this point, we're in a holding. They take us back to the jail and the police station. They take a sample of our blood. We get like a urine sample, and we don't do any drugs. So it's like, that's clear. We're good. We're not worried about that. But I think they were betting on that because when most people go out of the country, they party. So as long as we would have had any drugs in our system, they would have still had us there, right? So at this point, they're putting this paperwork down. It's all in Balinese. We don't read it. We can barely speak it. And they're showing us that we're getting charged with 2 counts, both of us. One count is import and export. The minimum is 4 years, maximum 12. The other one is possession. That's minimum 5 years, maximum 15. So what they're telling us is if the judge wanted to be nice, 9 years minimum. Murder is less threatening. If you murder somebody and you go to the family and you apologize and they accept your apology, then you can walk away. But murder is how that happens. But drugs, there's a no tolerance. So the judge, if they wanted to be nice, was 9 years. At this point, so I'm trying to fast forward. So at this point, we are in the holding cell. They can hold us for up to 7 days in the holding cell before they move us to like the bigger jail with everybody else that's waiting to be transported to the bigger prison. So at this point, we are in there. This is like really wild. We didn't realize that this was the #1 Muslim country in the entire world. It didn't matter to us, but nonetheless, we're just like, yo, this is really crazy. So all we know how to do is just like pray. Like we praying to God, like, yo, you gotta get us out of this. This makes no sense at all. So I remember one night, so while we're there, we have friends who are bringing us like snacks, you know, to make sure that we're good, bringing us water. And they have a plastic bag. It's a 7-Eleven bag. It's like kind of like a grocery bag. And so while this is happening, so we've been together since high school. At this point, we had been together for like 9, maybe 10 years. And everybody kept asking like, yo, when are y'all going to get married? When are y'all going to get married? When are y'all going to have kids? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'll know when it's like the right time. Like, relax. You know what I'm saying? And crazy enough, in this particular moment, we're in this jail cell. We're praying. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. They're literally taking pictures of us as if we're like animals. Yeah, they're like coming through. People are like just taking pictures of us at like random times in the middle of the night. And so I remember, I'll never forget this. So we're sitting there on the floor. It's like a concrete floor, bars, and like these security guards on the other side, like looking at us. And we're praying, worshiping, like crying, like in the spirit. And then it hits me. It's like, now's the time. And I'm like, nah, this ain't it. Nah, this ain't it. I thought it was going to be like at a waterfall. It was going to be like on one knee. Everything was like dreamy. I got the photographer hidden in a corner. It's going to be wild, right? And it's like, nah, this is the time. So I grab a plastic bag from the stuff that had like our snacks and stuff, and it's like a little like grocery bag. I take it, I wrap it up, and I make like a little circle out of it. And she's closing her eyes, praying, and I'm like, hey, will you marry me? And she's like frozen. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just wait. And she's like, yes. And I'm like, yeah, let's do this. But at the same time, it was like, in that moment, I knew it was secure. It was like, no matter what happens, I'm here. Like, we're gonna figure this out, and we together. And so, yeah, that's it. That's how I proposed to my high school sweetheart. And
We're here.
And now we're here, yeah, in a Balinese jail.
There's so much more to the story.
But we gotta respect the time.
Yeah, but I'm just.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's so much time to the story. Thank y'all.
So much more to the story y'all don't even know. But congratulations for being here. It has? It has? Okay, my fault. Y'all not special. Fuck y'all. Let's go. This is how I'll just do them like bow. You feel me? So we'll have Whitney. Where's Whitney? It says Whitney. Oh, you want Whitfield then? Well, did you sign her as Whitney, bro? You fucking up. All right, so we'll have Whitney. We'll have Whitfield, Natalie, and then to end us, we'll have Stephen. Is that cool? I was like, Steven. So we'll do Whitfield, then Natalie, and then we'll do Stephen. Steven, I'm just fucking with you. All right, cool? I know Tikuma, but you're not even in the bucket, boo. No, Tikuma, that's not this time. I love you, I swear, but I don't think we got time. Because, you know, the whole jail story. All right, one time for Whitfield! You good.
Yo, what's good, y'all? No, it's Whitney. Didn't you hear? That's what was signed on the paper. We gotta abide by that. Technically, I have to. Just give me a minute. Does this count as my 5? Damn it! All right, we're good. I guess I'm not gonna pace or whatever. Hi, my name is Whitfield. Sports sponsored by Coors Light. They didn't accidentally make that R look like an N because they love black people, right? Capitalism. All right. Refreshing. Coors Light. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to tell a story. I'm like, why am I up here? Yeah, I'm also a fellow +1. I saw all of y'all's stories. They were so great. Shout out to the OBGYN. Just a note, that's not your OBGYN. That's not her OBGYN. That's her pussy's OBGYN, my friend. Okay? He tends to her and her alone. And when I mean her, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about your other her. You know what I'm talking about, ladies. Oh, man, I am so constricted. I'm just like, don't clock me just yet. 7 minutes in. Perfect, Grant. Take a mic away from a black woman. Do that. See what that, on camera. Do it. All right. Who else am I shouting out for their stories? Oh my God. Y'all's story, that completely blew my mind. Fuck those motherfuckers. I swear to God, that was insane. To the Uber guy, yes, I'm gonna live vicariously through you. Who else? Dancing, flossing, ain't nothing wrong with that. You tell that little nigga to live his truth. Okay, so, I think I covered everyone. Who else told a story I didn't? Oh, to the two beautiful women with natural hair, the one you say got 2 afros and a laid, he don't know what he's talking about. He's wearing a bandana to hide his receding hairline. Y'all are gorgeous. Y'all are fabulous. Hold up.
It's in the right place.
Oh, shit.
12 minutes in.
Help me. This is not my event. Help me.
You're independent. You got it.
Wait, I do have it.
Why you talking all that shit? You talking all that shit.
I got it. I think I got it. Oh, God, and I didn't sanitize this mic. I'll open it. Yeah, I am also a fellow +1. I did not intend on telling a story. I didn't have anything planned, even though a lot of shit happened to me over my life. And yeah, it's weird, right? So I don't have any fun COVID stories because unless y'all want to hear about, like, you know, endless hours of masturbating and crying to Steven Universe. I don't masturbate to Steven Universe. That's a children's show that's weird. It's like I masturbate and then I take a nap and then I wake up and then I watch Steven Universe. It's not, I really need to clarify that. I'm working on that bit. Yeah, okay. No one wants to hear about that, though. I mean, watch the show, and then you'll understand the crying. The masturbating, I don't have to get into that. It's COVID. Y'all know what it's like. I walked into this single. Everyone out here is fortifying relationships and getting married and shit, and I'm just, yep. Okay, so we're going to move on to my story. And this is just me vamping because my story is actually quite short. I couldn't think of anything last minute, so it's pretty much, I just thought about that time where I had to teach these white girls how to sing. And okay, so here's what happened. You know when you're in high school and you're gay, but you're so balls deep in the closet? And it's like, I'm gay, but I'm like, bye, hello, single. Gotta keep the options open. Because, you know, when you start off and you're a woman and you say you're gay, like, all the dudes are like, whoa, 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 but you're like, no, don't go. So I wanna clarify for the story, like, I am, like, I'm queer as fuck, but also we open, you know? We got, you know, I don't discriminate. So yeah, you know that thing, like, in, like, high school, when you're gay as fuck, you're in the closet because it's so comfy. And your friend that you've been in love with forever because, you know, what Nancy Meyers movie doesn't have that fucking storyline? You know, I'm sorry, I also want to prelude. I'm used to performing my stand-up in front of predominantly white audiences, so if my reference points aren't just hitting, let me know. I'm good. I watched BET growing up. I didn't grow in a predominantly white town. I understand. So this is a collaborative effort. Just work with me. Work with me. Okay. So yeah, it's one of those things, very cliche, in love with my best friend, whatever. And my best friend, who is like amazing human being, she was president of the theater club. I was like vice president. She was like, you know, this talented, amazing actress, singer, just like beautiful black woman I always aspired to be like, and also, you know, be in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's high school. That's weird. You're disgusting. Come on, we were children. Oh. So yeah. So just being this nice, amazing person that she is, you know, it's around that time of the school talent show. And I don't know if you know about school talent shows, but that's just where we ball out. Yeah, and it's lit as fuck, but I went to a white school, so yeah. Yeah. And you know, she's like my best friend at the time, and I'm like willfully like, yeah, best friends. I'm doing everything with her, except what I want to do, but we're doing everything. And she like, you know, she's like, hey, there's like these underclassmen and they're trying to prep for their thing, and you know they asked me or whatever because I'm a black female, so obviously I have rhythm, and who can't teach a two-step? That's not what she actually said, but that's kind of like the premise. And she like wanted me to come along. I don't know, because this is really all I could have contributed as far as teaching somebody, like for your performance. Like, you want a solid two-step? I was your girl. You're gonna get it every single time. So I was there for any two-step consultations, and the group that we were assisting with their performance was, there were these underclassmen, and it was like this one black girl. I'll call her, I'm not gonna use real names, A, because I don't remember them, B, because why not creatively allude? I'm gonna call her Flyaway. For all my brown people, you'll understand why. So we had Flyaway, who was our lead singer, our Sparkle of the group. Yeah, Sparkle, huh? Yes! Black people! All right! Watch that movie, not the remake. I mean, yes, R.I.P. Whitney, rest in power. But yeah! So you had Sparkle, Flyaway Sparkle, and then you had like her two backup singers, which I'm sure this poor woman scrounged up the best she could. And with the best she could in my small ass ho-dunk white town, she got 99-cent Ariana Grande and like Dollar Tree Miley. You know what I'm saying? It was not a cute look. And of course, a song that they want to perform, a talent show classic, might I add, Halo. Yeah? Who can't? Who doesn't want to hear a little Halo? You know, you start hearing the riff at the top, and you're like, oh yeah. Most people that want to do Halo, though, don't anticipate the vocality, the skill, so you will. Okay, I'll speed it up. This was only because I wanted to sing Halo very terribly in front of y'all. So as long as I get to that, goal achieved. So we're doing like rehearsals and we're going through the whole thing, and it's very bad. And this girl, which I totally understand, because something I can relate to as being a single black person or a person of color in a group of like other whites, you get this weird confidence about you. Am I right? Like, you just feel like you could take control, especially if it's something that's like in your like cultural wheelhouse, like dancing, singing, seasoning. I got it. Even if I'm not that good, like, I got it. We're fine. So it's one of those things. I felt like this girl like had this breath about her, like, oh, I'm about to stunt and y'all bitches better back me up. But the sad, lukewarm tea of this situation, ladies and gentlemen, is my poor Flyaway Sparkle did not have it. It was just like, it was just one of those things, like, we're running it from the top. And then, like, okay, let me try to get it. I gotta hear the song in my head, and I also gotta, like, relive this moment, because it was great. Remember them walls I built? Baby, they're tumbling down. Didn't even pick up a bite. Didn't even make a sound. I thought I let them wet me, but I let it ebbed out. Remember in the night, and it was just so bad. And then you got Miley and Ariana in the back like, I see your halo, see your halo. I got them on that two-step though. Them bitches were killing it. And that's all I got for that story. I spilled beer everywhere and I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's me. Thank you so much. Free Mohawk, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to know what that is, I ain't got enough time, but it's about a black man that's currently being fucked by white people, so come at me and talk to me about it and how you can support it. Bye. That's all I got.
You're
for
great.
You. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, she's great. You're great. Come on, Natalie. Come on down, Natalie. It's like Kim Wayans had a baby with Wes Anderson. Yeah, I got a couple of them. I grew up around some white people too. I know some stuff. Yeah. Natalie!
Hi, I know I'm little. Eric, you still awake? You still with us? Man, this night we like went here and then we just dropped straight down. I love it. Like, so glad to be here with y'all. Like, right here. Yeah, I was thinking about like, what stories will I tell? I am currently working at a place called Hustler Hollywood. Are you familiar? Yes, our friend Larry Flint. He's still out here, 80-something. He's alive? Yes, purveying all of the things. He's still alive. So I'm the store manager at this place, and I really thought, like, oh, I could do this again. Yeah, like, we could be back in the sex shop industry. I love this shit. I love talking to people about their buttholes and their problems and their family. Let's do it. And now I'm like, I don't actually want to do this anymore, guys. But being back in the space has reminded me of all the other times. So I was like, maybe I'll just do, like, a bunch of very short stories of working at sex shops since I was 18 years old. And I was like, fuck, do I remember any of these stories? And then the first one popped into my brain, and I was like, oh, yeah, you were 19, and you're helping this dude who is, like, this very meek, very sweet white man, and he's like, hi, I need to, and there's two women behind him, right? And in my 19-year-old, 18-year-old brain, they looked grown, but really they were probably, like, 23 or something. And they're behind him, and they're like, go ahead and tell her what you want. And he's like, I need a pretty little dress, because I'm a pretty little girl. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh, okay, you know. And I'm a salesman, you know. Like, so I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So, like, what are you looking for? You want something pink? You want something blue? Whatever, you know, whatever. So I'm helping him out, and he's so nice. And these girls are like, he's our pretty little bitch, and he's gonna buy whatever you tell him to buy, so sell him whatever you want. So I'm like 19, and I'm selling this man this shit, and he's trying on the stuff, and I'm like, okay, here you go, you know, and we get him in the fitting room, and I'm like helping him, and he's like, I don't know how to tie it. You know, he's this like 50-year-old white man who in any other circumstance is probably like somebody's boss or somebody's professor, somebody's something, you know? And so I'm like tying him in, and I'm like, you know, providing my regular customer service. And I'm like, well, if you need anything, let me know, I'll be back. So I like step back and I go do the thing. And the girls walk over and they're just like, come out of that room. And he's like, comes out and she's like, you're fucking ugly. You're an ugly little bitch. And she smacks him. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And my boss is like, oh, no. They called earlier, they planned that, you know, like, they set up an appointment, basically, this is part of, like, we work with this dungeon, we do this thing with them, and I'm like, okay. So they smack his ass, and they send him back in the room, and he comes back out, and he pays for everything, and I get the commission, and he's like, thank you so much, you've been so helpful, and I was like, no, thank you, I don't know what the fuck to say to you, I just want you to get smacked by these two girls, you know? And I'm like, all right, well, great. And then, so that's story number one. And then, next story is this dude comes into the shop, and he's like, I want to do some butt stuff. And I'm like, great, put it in all the holes, let's go, you know? What do you want? And I'm like, have you ever put anything in your butt before? He's like, nope. But he keeps trying to grab, like, where's the Coors Light? Hold on, he's like, I want to put this in there. And I'm like, and my young ass is still like, you probably shouldn't put that in there for the first time. But all right, so I'm like, all right, well, you should probably get some lube because like, you're going to need to juice this up. And he's like, refuses. I'm like, all right. Like, this is not where you want to save money, fam. Like, he's like, smoke Pall Malls, buy the lube, you know, like, don't. So he buys the giantest thing, doesn't buy the lube, and I'm like, all right, you know, I get my commission, do whatever. He leaves, I look at my coworker, I was like, that shit is not gonna go well. Of course, so then, like, I don't know, 5 minutes later, I'm like, did you even make it home, G? Like, where do you live? Like, 5 minutes later, I get a call, and it's like, hey, can I speak to the girl? I had, like, purple hair at the time or something. Can I speak to the girl with the purple hair? She was just helping me, my coworker, because this is a long time ago, because normally I'd be like, I'm fucking there. Like, what? No. She hands him the phone, and I'm like, hi, can I help you? And he's like, so, is it normal to bleed? And I'm like, and I was like, right, right, I just told you. And also, are you in the parking lot? Like, where did you put this in your butt? Like, what? Where'd you put this in your butt? And I was like, okay, you guys, so previously before this, even though I was like 19 at a sex shop, previously I was a sex educator, right, at like 15. Like I'd already started doing all this. So I'm used to talking to people about their bodies, and I'm used to actual like knowing medical things, right? So I'm like, all right, well, you know, sir, you probably need to just like ease on into that, and like, and I'm telling them all this shit. And then I'm like, you should probably call a doctor though, because like I'm just a 19-year-old who works at a sex shop. Like, why are you calling me about your butthole, you know? Like, click. So that's the end of that story. Thank you. Right, I hope so. Oh, Lord. And then, so then fast forward, all these things happen. I moved to Portland, Oregon, and I end up working at a sex shop again. And we're there, and you know, at this point, I'm the manager now, and I'm like running shit. We're doing all the things, and so I have all these employees that I've trained, and so we're helping this older couple. Actually, no, it was two older women, right? And this woman is probably in her late 50s, right? And her friend's like, come on, we're gonna bring you in. And her friend's like, she needs a vibrator. And we're like, okay, cool, what do you want? And I'm like, you know, and I'm training someone at the time, and I'm like, do you want something internal or external, right? And she's like, external. And I was like, yeah, external, like the outside. And I was like, you know, like clitoral stimulation, and she's like, what's that? So sad. She said, what's that? And I'm like, what? And her friend is like, what? You know, like, what? You got 2 kids and a husband, and you've been to the doctor before? Like, I literally was like, have you been to the doctor before? Like, right, exactly. Not to that guy, no. Side note, you got sedated for a prostate exam. Do you know what kind of shit they put in us? Big chunks of metal and swabs, and we don't get sedated, so y'all little soft, sensitive asses, like, it was like, oh, must be nice. Because she's like, it's about to be cold, jam. You're like, what? Anyway, so this woman has no idea what a clitoris is, has never seen it, is totally unaware of where hers is. My coworker, who is a trans person, right, so she is a F or an M to F, right, she is like right here, you know, she's like, fam, I know where it goes. Like, I know where it's at, and I don't even got one. Like, what's up? So she's doing the thing, and she's dangling, and the woman's still nothing, right? We go grab some, like, at the time, the place had pornos, right? So we go, go get some. So she, like, runs and gets a porno. She's like, this, you never seen this before? And the lady's like, no, and we were all just like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. Like, damn, you're, like, in your late 50s, and you didn't even know that thing existed? Like, so we got her the most bomb-ass fucking external stimulator, and her friend was like, go home, use the shit, like, man. And I hope we changed her life. I hope we did, because I was just like, that's fucking sad, G. Like, at no point in your life have you had any type of pleasure, like, so that was that story. How much time do I have? Do I have like a minute, or what do I got? I got more butt stuff. You want to talk about it? more of the butt stuff. Okay, now I'm just going to give you some of my observations after working in sex shops since I was 18 years old. And then again in my late 30s, right? So 38, September 28th, Libra, what's up? Hey. Hey, famo, air signs, what's up? Aquarius right there. Yep. So this is an interesting thing, right? Is the people who buy, it's transitioned, right? But when I first started doing this years ago, people who bought the weirdest, creepiest shit, guess who? All white men, every time. You want some shit to stick in your dick? You want some sounds? Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, you want to pay somebody to crush your balls? Oh, yeah, uh-huh. You want, like, you want a speculum so I can spread your butthole open? Yep, it's an old white man, every time, yes. And it's so interesting, right? And my other brain is like, oh, well, yeah, because in every other part of your life, you get to do whatever you want, right? You have power, you have control, so you have to push it to these extremes. Because where else are you going to find anything interesting, right? It's all at your hands, right? That has shifted, and it's actually a really beautiful thing to see, because now I'm selling tons of shit to cisgendered and queer, black and brown people who are like, yeah, I'm gonna tie a motherfucker up. I'm gonna spank him, you know, like, I'm gonna try all the different things. And I'm like, yes, find pleasure wherever you can because, you know, it's difficult, right? And it is very minute. So like, own it, take it, it's yours, that's your body, do with it whatever you want. So that is a beautiful thing to see, right? But still the weirdest shit, old white dudes. And then because of pornography, right? I have all these very young women who are coming in and they're not asking me to find out how they can orgasm or how they can find their G-spot. They're like, I want to squirt. What do you have that makes me squirt? And I'm like, that's so interesting because never in my whole all these years, from sex education to working in shops to working in dungeons to, just being in the industry, has anybody ever been like, oh, I want to do this thing, right? But then porn tells you, well, this is a symbol that the man you're with is doing it right. This is a way that you can show that you're exerting whatever. And so now they want to know how to squirt. It's so interesting. Also, side note, just because you're squirting does not mean you're orgasming. Those two things they do not go together, right? And you can orgasm without squirting and you can squirt without orgasming. So it's not about pleasure. And it's not about like, oh, is this thing happening? But and almost always there's like a dude and he's like, yeah, she wants to know how to do that. I'm like, does she though? Does she want to know how to do that? Or do you want to act like you did some shit when really you didn't? You know? So those are my observations about being in sex shops since I was 18. Love you.
Coors Light, baby. The shit'll make you bleed. The fuck? Like, I'll get kinky and shit, but in my dick hole? Oh my God. Oh God. Jesus Louises. Yo, congratulations though. That's a powerful ass job though. Like, people need to know all those things. For real, for real. That shit is really, really important, man. And she didn't know where her clit was. I guess some niggas that know what the clit is. You know what I'm talking about? So, all right. Like, it's right here. That's crazy. It's like this. It's like all right. Lastly, our last person tonight. Did everybody have a good time? Everybody good? See, come here. We got you next time, School. Don't make that face. I saw your lip turn that way. Your lips are gangbanging. Her lips, she was like, all right, take it easy. All right, last but not least, yo, clap it up for my boy, Steven! Not Stefan.
Hi, I'm Steven. Speaking of stimulation, I love to eat a woman out. That's why my facial hair, I'm finally getting a beard. I got mutton chops. Look at that shit. It's there. It's slowly coming in. This took forever. The gospel. I don't understand how a dude cannot want to pleasure their lady, their partner. You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. The moment I learned, I was like, you can do this? Oh, glaze me like a donut. Let's go. Like, so I was like, what's a story I could tell? Because I love coming to grown folks' story. And I was like, oh, this happened. So this happened about last year with my girlfriend at the time. And we just had all the summer together. And it was like, we don't want to be around anybody. We just want it to be us. And we stayed inside, like, went to get our essentials or whatever, but we stayed inside the house and grew together as individuals and just spent time with each other, and it was great. And 3 months straight, it's just every day, yes, I am hungry. I'm like, all right, cool. And it came to a limit that I didn't know was possible because my mouth was starting to get a little sore. Because I've been putting in the work, putting in the mileage, if I was at, I was somebody's 84 Impala at least. I had 300,000 miles. It was time for a tune-up, but my body was suddenly trying to tell me that. It was like, hey, nigga, you need to rest. I love it, but we need rest. And it's just because I personally, I can eat you out, I'm done, I'm good. Like, that's it for me. Like, that's all you want, let's do it. So,
that's cool sometimes.
yeah, sometimes. So, it was one night, my body, mainly my mouth was a little bit sore. Didn't know why. It was like, I was like, maybe I brushed my teeth too hard. I don't know. And my partner, we were kissing each other, and we were just doing it. It was wonderful. And she was starting to suck on my tongue, and she was doing it like how she would go down on a brother. And I was like, this is something I like, kind of, okay. But apparently she did it too hard, because then I heard a... We both stopped immediately. Like, that wasn't kissing. And we just looked at each other. I turned around, you heard that, right? Because I heard that because it was inside me. And she's like, yeah, I heard it. I was like, you're not supposed to hear it. It was inside me. So we both go to the mirror, look, and I lift up my tongue. And there's a connecting piece to your tongue that's called, it's called your frenulum. So that some bitch popped. It was tired. It popped? It popped? And so I'm looking, and I was doing it right. I was doing it right. So, thank you. Grazie, amiche. Grazie. So what's about to lose it? We look in the mirror, we just see like a little blood, and I'm like, ah! And then she's like, ah! We both screaming like Kevin Hart, ah! Ah! Like, didn't know what the fuck to do. And was it bleeding? Oh yeah, that was blood. And so it didn't hurt. I just like, there was just blood. So you're like, oh fuck, what? And so at that point we're like, what the fuck do we do? So I called my mother's best friend. My mother's not alive, so this was the closest person I have to a mother for me. I call her my auntie mama cousin, because she everything to me. And oh, this is the first time ever I have given her a call that is sexual oriented at all. So I was like, hey, because I know she knows folks. So it's late at night, so I'm like, hey, something happened with my mouth. And damn, I didn't experience this with my parents as teenagers, so I don't know how to explain what happened, if this is a normal thing to happen. My tongue ripped out my mouth. and she's like, wait, nigga, what? Because she's all the way in California. So she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, kissing and the tongue just ripped out the mouth. I don't know if that's the best description. She's like, so how are you talking? I'm like, no, it didn't fall out my mouth. Like, it's still in my mouth. It functions. I can taste things. The blood. And so she got a hold of an oral surgeon, and he was like, oh, nigga, you good. You eating too much pussy. Just a lot at all times. Like, it's good, but what the term is called, some people's frenulums are more attached than others, and they're called tongue-tied. So that's all I was that mine was just a little bit more tied than others. And so normally people, and it's a common thing actually, that people actually get that part snipped so they have more mobility of their tongue. So I just saved myself some money and used some salt water, and a nigga was all good. So, So this is for anyone who has a partner. If their tongue isn't mobile, just tell them, get it snipped, or just have someone suck on it real hard. I don't recommend it. It wasn't fun, but yeah, that's my time.
Yo, come on, you better, man. Yo, come on. Yeah.
Don't come and sit next to me. Sit somewhere else.
Don't judge his fremulum, nigga.
I'm jealous of it.
That's fair. That's fair. Damn. Like, I love kissing. I'm a great kisser. I don't know if I want her to do that to me. I don't want her to bite under my tongue, bitch. Don't get out of here. I know she was sucking on it, but he said she was sucking his tongue like a dick. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear you, but like, she ripped his shit popped, fam. His shit popped. That's what happened. It was like, pop. It's like she put an air pump under your tongue. It was like, pa. That's some bullshit. All right. Do we have a good time, guys? Do we have a good time tonight? Wow. You know what? We haven't had those type of stories in a long time, so thank you for that. Thank you. We needed that. We needed that. Probably gonna be a long time if we do it again. I want to thank Eric, man. The old Russell Simmons of this motherfucker. Thank God bless you. Good night, face ass. No, seriously, Eric, man. You're one of my great friends, bro. And I just want to say I appreciate you, man, all the things you've done. And everybody's already holding your balls, but fuck that shit. I'll hold them too, man. Fuck that. People do that shit to me all the time. I'm like, people always compliment you, so whatever. I'm like, bitch, you can compliment me too. That's cool. I'll compliment you as well. But Eric, you're a dope ass dude, man. Thank you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Oh, Jess. It takes a very special person to be around this motherfucker. So, like, thank you too. Thank you so much, okay? It takes a special person. He's wonderful and giving and shit, but his phone rings 1,000 times a day, and that has to be something. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like, spend some time with me, motherfucker. He's like, bitch, I got like 27 people. You know what I'm saying? But to do that, you're dope. You're dope. You know what I'm saying? That shit is hard. So, to acknowledge all that, man, keep on telling y'all story, y'all. Please. This shit is really important. When I discovered this, I did not know this existed, and this shit has helped me a lot. Man, Lily, speaking with Lily all the time and watching her do her thing with the storytelling, that's our time. It's like, yo, man, this shit is important. It really helps. For therapy, for me, like I write, you know what I'm saying? Like it gets it off my chest, gets it off my mind, my heart, my spirit. But then to enable to like verbalize this shit in front of people, something that I need to do. You feel me? When I was a shorty, I wrote letters to my parents. When I got in trouble, like post whoopings, and I come in and I read the whole letter to my parents, like right after my whooping. But I will only read it to them because I felt like I needed to. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll write that shit out and be like, this is good. They need to hear this. This is like 5 minutes after my whooping. I'm like, mom, daddy, can I come in and read this to y'all? They're like, get in here, Binky. Thank you. Dear mommy and daddy. And that shit helped me, man, like for real. It helped me. So please continue to tell y'all stories, man. Grown folk stories, we out. Peace. Thank you, Coors. Coors Light. The shit we drinking tonight.